we also have this. This is, guys, this is absolute. This is one of my worst fucking nightmares. Um, RFK Jr. is ordering changes for organ donation network as a report has found dozens were not dead when harvested. This is horrifying. HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said. Horrifying doesn't even begin to describe this, man. You go into a hospital for a procedure, and you have a doctor weighing whether or not to give you proper treatment because he can use your organs for some other person in the state or in the country or whatever the case may be. The fact that that is even a possibility fucking terrifies me. The fact that there's a possibility that I could be sitting there on a surgical table with my life in someone else's hands, and they have to sit there and weigh the pros and cons of letting me fucking die so they can harvest my organs and sell them for millions of dollars. Or, sorry, I should say hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is horrifying. And this is exactly why I just went to the DMV to go and get my real ID because I need it for future flights I have planned. And I removed myself from the organ donor registration for exactly fears like this. And my fears have been proven to be valid. It's fucking terrifying. Amid reports that organ donors may be at risk for having their body parts harvested while still alive and kicking, the Trump administration has launched a sweeping reformation of the U.S. organ transplant system. The move, announced by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., comes on the heels of an investigation by the Department's Health and Human Services Administration that revealed disturbing practices by a major organ procurement organization. Our findings show that hospitals allowed the organ procurement process to begin when patients showed signs of life, and this is horrifying. Kennedy said in a statement, "Guys, they weren't waiting for you to be dead. They were letting people die. They were letting people die. They were taking them to operating tables. There's cases that I'm gonna read here that'll fucking haunt you. There were people on their way to the operating room to have their organs harvested, and a doctor had to stop it. They had to stop them halfway to the room because they went, wait, he's still moving. Maybe he's alive. Holy fuck, dude. Holy fuck. If that doctor didn't say anything, they would have brought you to that room and harvested him. And the story says that man lived. That one doctor technically saved his life by saying, hey, wait a minute. Holy fuck. If your organs were worth more if your organs would be worth more than any other person's, but I get what you're trying to say, Melted. Your organs could be worth way more in someone else's body. And that's what they have to, wait till AI decides if you should live or die. That's terrifying, man. You're on the fucking surgical table, AI diagnoses everything's fucking wrong with you, and then they're like, life expectancy is this, and then they're like, depending on, based on your habits in life and based on the trajectory of where you're going, this is where you're projected to be in life, and we're going to harvest your organs to give it to this individual who needs them to live longer than you. Like, it'll be, God, that's dystopian as fuck. But we're talking about reality. We're talking about things that are in those things are things that are in the future. What's happening here and in the now is that doctors have to weigh whether or not to actually save your life or to let you die, or not even that, right? Maybe they just don't do a thorough check of you're alive or not, or maybe you get slipped into a coma and you can't consent, and they just harvest your organs anyway. So many things, dude. Fucking terrifying. The administration directed the Organ Procurement and Transplantation Network, which links organ donation and transplantation professionals through the country, to reopen a case involving potentially preventable harm to neurologically injured patients by the federally funded Organ Procurement Organization, which is serving in Kentucky, Southwest Ohio, and part of West Virginia. The department did not name the organization. The New York Times recently reported that the federal inquiry had begun last fall after a 36-year-old Kentuckian Anthony Thomas Hoover II, his organs were pursued They pursued his organs even as he shook his head and drew up his knees to his chest. Hoover's sister, Donna Rahir, had previously told the NPR that she felt betrayed by the fact that people that were telling us he was brain dead, and then he just wakes up. Dude, like, that's what I mean. They're sitting there telling you, oh, he's brain dead. Let us harvest his organs. He's never gonna wake up. There's no hope. Let him die. Let us kill him. He won't wake up. There's no hope for him. Give up hope. Sign the consent form. It's fucking disgusting, man. And it's not just our own government. It's private companies and shit. God, it's fucking horrifying. This is, I don't get nightmares. This is the kind of shit that haunts me, though. This is the kind of shit that I can get into a car accident, and the fact that I currently have organ donor. Currently, I have organ donor. I get into a car accident, and I have to have major surgery, and there's a possibility that I don't make it, and that you have a doctor sitting there. Well, if we go through with the surgery, it could damage some of these viable organs, and we could just let him die since he doesn't have a chance. And the fact that that's even a fucking possibility. There's a Doctor whose episode on that. There's a Doctor Who episode on that kind of, Tyler. AI ran Medicare. But I'm an organ donor. Dude, get off that. Get off organ. Like, organ donation, in theory, is a noble cause. I would love to, give my body to science and stuff like that. But the risk it puts me in for my own health, I am not taking that risk for someone else. I'm sorry. I'm not going to have my life cut short so they can take my organs. Oh, well, at least I'm not wearing a red shirt today. Right. Exactly. You can at least be thankful for that. I'm now questioning things with my mother's passing 20 years ago. I can't decide if I want to punch something or just get disgusted, especially since that covers Kentucky. I don't know what the situation is with your mother, man, but again, they've been doing this for a very, very long time, and this is something that's been talked about behind the scenes. This is something Alex Jones was talking about today, because this is something he's been railing against. And they're now openly saying, yes, this is something that we've been doing. It's, again, horrifying. This is horrifying. You can sign up to be an organ donor on the Nebraska Game and Parks website now. They asked when I was checking out with fishing and hunting permits today. Wow. I'm flat out telling you that hospitals have an incentive not to figure out what is actually wrong with you. Yeah, I know. I know they don't. Because they can just spend all the money on testing and stuff like that. I know. I have a ton of health issues myself. That's the other thing too, guys. I have health issues. My father passed away when I was 15 from brain cancer. There's a lot of people in my family that have gotten cancer. That could affect me down the line. I have major back injury. I get constant back pain. My back, my spine is broke in a way and healed so that it pushes on a nerve, so that I have back pain at all times of my life going forward. And the only thing that eases that pain is doing stretches, exercising, and smoking weed. But even then, it only lessens it. It doesn't get rid of it. I have issues with irritable bowel syndrome. I have a lot of health issues, and doctors have thrown me for loops trying to figure out what's wrong with me, even though, for example, I have been through five, maybe 7 doctors just in the past 4 years. And all of them were in really 2 years, because I've had the same one for the past 2 years. And they every single time you go to a new doctor, they put you through all the same tests that the last one did instead of requesting the test from the last one. Blood test, all this stuff, just random bullshit test you don't need. I've gotten multiple fucking x-rays because going to a new doctor, apparently they can't get the x-rays from my previous doctor or from the previous place, or they want updated ones. Like, So many fucking things. They just throw you for a fucking loop, and then one day I'm having a really bad episode with my IBS, and I'm having incredible pain in my abdomen. So I go to the ER just to see if there's anything they can help me with. And a doctor talks to me for like 15 minutes, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you clearly have IBS," and then he fucking diagnoses me with IBS. It took me 2 fucking years, multiple tests, multiple X-rays, multiple ultrasounds. I'm 24. I've had an endoscopy and a colonoscopy by the age of 22. An ER nurse was able to figure out that I had IBS. Just off the things that I was telling him. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Our health industry is absolutely fucked. And then, you know, I again, the Brian Thompson assassination by Luigi Mangione, I will never say that he was justified in his actions, because he wasn't. But I fully understand what can drive someone to do something like that. The things that our health industry and that our government does against us, and there's no repercussions for it, it can only last so much longer. There were some 48,000 organ transplants in 2024, according to the United Network of Organ Sharing. Last year, it said there were more than 7,200 donations after circulatory death donors, making up 43% of all deceased donors. Donations after circulatory death is defined as when the donor patient is still on life support near death and will not recover. So, making up 43% of all deceased donors. Wait. So 43% of all deceased donors are patients still on life support near death or apparently won't recover. But as we know, doctors aren't always accurate. They can't always predict if you'll recover or not. So it's vague. It's fucking vague. Don't forget Friday, 5:30 Central, unboxing the Bass Motherlode. Saturday live fishing stream starts around 9 to 10 a.m. on my central or my is that central time, Shitty Gov? You gotta if you're gonna do advertising for channels and stuff, you always gotta put time zone, because keep in mind, what if someone in Europe is looking at your comment, you know? The organ donation thing is just another angle for them to make additional money off of your death after they've willfully misdiagnosed you for years. Yeah, that's the Mad Stork hitting the nail on the head there. Brain aneurysm, but she was on the organ donor list. I mean, who knows, man? Her death could have been legitimate, depending on the circumstances, or they could have neglected to give some care because they wanted her to, you know, because she was on the list. It's terrifying. It said that neither its staff nor transplant professionals are involved in the determination of death. Patient safety is our top priority. Network for Hope looks forward to working collaboratively with HHS and HRSA and encourages the development of policies that support the betterment of the organ transplant system as a whole, CEO Barry Massa said in a statement sent to The Independent. According to the Trump administration, the Biden administration's organ procurement and transplantation networks membership and professional standards committee closed the case without taking action. HRSA demanded a thorough independent review of the organ procurement organization's conduct and the treatment of vulnerable patients under its care. HRSA's independent investigation revealed clear negligence after the previous OPTN board of directors claimed to find no major concerns in their internal review. So just outright, they found negligence. There was negligence in these cases. After examining more than 350 cases where organ donation was authorized but ultimately not completed, it found that 103 showed concerning features, including 73 patients with neurological signs incompatible with organ donation. What does that mean? Neurological signs incompatible with organ donation. That means there were brain waves or signs of consciousness that would lead one to believe that they're not actually dead. That's what that fucking means. They were killing people that they weren't brain dead. They were killing people that weren't brain dead. They were killing people that were alive. The Times citing interviews with healthcare workers and a review of the internal records, audio recordings, and text messages reported that there were 12 additional cases in the 9 states that troubled medical workers and were being investigated. Furthermore, the department said at least 28 patients may not have been fully dead at the time organ procurement was initiated. The investigation found evidence pointing to poor neurological assessments, lack of coordination with medical teams, questionable consent practices, and misclassification of causes of death, particularly in cases involving an overdose. So, in cases of overdose, if you overdosed on things, you were more likely to experience negligence in treatment. It also noted vulnerabilities were highest in smaller and rural hospitals, which does make sense. Less people to have oversight and less access to organ donation. They need your organs more. In response to the investigation's findings, the administration has mandated corrective actions as well as system-level changes. Data regarding any safety-related stoppages of organ donation called for by families, hospital, and organ procurement organization staff must be reported to regulators, and the Organ Procurement and Transportation Network must adopt a formal procedure allowing any staff member to halt a donation process if patient safety concerns arise. The network must also update its policies. Absolutely, any staff member, regardless of standing, any medical staff member should be allowed to halt the process at any time if concerns arise as to the legitimacy of the claim that they're safe for harvesting. Last September, the federal government increased oversight of the network following a House committee hearing. As of 2022, 170 million Americans had registered as organ donors. According to the administration, not everyone who registers is able to donate, and only 3 in 1,000 people die in a way that allows for deceased organ donation, which is exactly why they will look for opportunities to neglect your care in order to get those donations completed, because there actually isn't that many every year, which is fair. I understand that there are people that need organs and stuff, but that should in no way ever come at the cost of someone else's life. If people can be saved and they're not being saved so that we can harvest their organs and give them to someone else, so horrifying, so terrifying. Let's see. There was a statement from okay, I think I already read all of this. This is just terrifying, man. I don't know what your guys' thoughts on this are. This is horrifying. I don't know what's gonna happen with this. People need to face. There's so many things that people need to face justice for. Whether it's the Obama stuff, the Ukraine, Gaza, like there's so many things that are going on right now. There's a lot of things that are in the works that I am hopeful for. I don't know, man. I don't know where this goes. I don't know where this goes, because on one hand, it could just all be a show. It could just all be a show like it normally is. If we don't get action on Obama and Clinton, they're gonna go after Trump whenever they regain power. But that's if World War III doesn't start before then, because I've still been giving updates about Ukraine and Russia and what's going on there. Man, was there any news stories that I missed today, guys? Like, I don't want to miss anything. Please let me know if there was anything I missed today in the chat. But yeah, these were the main news stories today. What am I gonna do for the rest of the day? I want to go make some food. That's what I want to do. Yeah, I don't have anything else to talk about, guys. So I think I'm gonna make some food and play some music for you guys. I'll send you guys out to Joey at the end of the song, so stick around for that. And yeah, as always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I hate this, but I also hate the idea of making Chimera. Making a Chimera. Anyway, later, guys. I'll see you later. I got a really good song. Giving people big heart. Oh yeah. I mean, China's all about them hybrids. Just saying. China is all about them. I want an elk heart, sheep lung. Yeah, I don't like that either. But they're doing that already. I mean, Alex Jones has talked about it. And it's been proven. Maybe I'll talk about that one of the days. But China is bioengineering humans to be spliced with other animals so that they're not considered human, and then they can use them for organ harvesting and other things. I know that there was at one point they were trying to make their people resistant to radiation. Like they're always doing some weird bioengineering shit. I want bear lungs. I want bear arms. I want bear arms. Bears are my favorite animal. Anyway, you guys have a good one.